Hi again, everybody. Robin Hook with you downtown at Burdick's in the Radisson Plaza Hotel for another Bronco Coaches Show with head football coach Lance Taylor to break down a big Bronco win over Toledo. We're here every Monday at 6:30. Come on down, watch the show in person. Taking some of the views here at Burdick's, TVs everywhere, and a great menu too. And a great victory for Western Michigan on Saturday over the preseason favorite in the MAC, the Toledo Rockets. Coach, that was an outstanding effort by your guys. Offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah, I was really proud of our players, their belief and fight for 60 minutes. It took all 60 minutes to win that football game. I think it was the epitome of grit. This team has said that we want to be gritty and how we prepare each week, and then how we show up and play. And I think this win was an epitome of grit. It was a really big win for us, and we're ready to now shift our focus to a really good Rhode Island team that's coming. But it was a big win for our program.
The offense picked it up there in the second half, but it was your defense, Coach, that kept you in the game against the top offense in the Mid-American Conference. Toledo's got a ton of weapons and a really experienced quarterback. Your defense put in some tough situations, just stood up time after time against Toledo.
Yeah, I think you said it when we started. It took all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams to win this game. It was a total team victory. I was really proud of, one, how we played as a team. When adversity hit, we came together, and being individuals and separating, we really came together in the first half. And then 13 points total to the team that came in, leading the MAC in offense, I thought was a great performance.
Yeah, Toledo
was a great performance.
Yeah, Toledo was scoring 40 points a game. They were coming off a 60-point game the previous week. Yet Western Michigan held them to 3 in the first half. They got a field goal and a touchdown on the second play of the third quarter, and that was it. Bronco defense was in their face, getting stops, getting turnovers. Joey Pope and John Peters, both with interceptions.
Yeah, you called it last week. You asked Joey Pope on this show last week. You asked him, you said it's time for your first interception, and then he goes out there and gets it. So kudos to you. You had foresight there to predict that. And I think our defense right now is a defense that's playing at a really high level. They're swarming the football, and they create those havoc plays, whether it's, quarterback sacks, quarterback pressures, TFLs in the run game. They are, our defensive line and really, playmakers at all three levels are playing really well. Coach O'Leary's done a great job having those guys prepared. I think our scheme fits our strengths for our players and puts them in position to make plays, and those things are exciting.
Your defense held Toledo to just 89 yards passing, Coach, and the secondary is really coming together. One play stands out in my mind was at the end of the game after you had taken the lead. Pass over the middle, that looked like that was going to set up a perhaps game-winning field goal attempt by Toledo, but Aaron Wofford said, no way, not on my watch.
Well, he made a great play there, and we could have been better in coverage. We, were out of position in some spots, but we found a way to make a play when a play was needed most. We call that competitive, greatness. And I think that, that showed up time and time again there at the end. We didn't play a perfect game. There's a lot of things that we could clean up. That ball back for the offense. The offense goes down, scores the touchdown. We make the 2-point conversion to take the lead, and then we got to kick the ball off. Special teams makes a big tackle there.
The kicker, Hunter Smith.
Makes a huge tackle, maybe the play of the game. Nobody even knew his name before that play, and he makes one of the best tackles of the season. And then defense gets another stop to really seal the game.
I don't know. There's another big play in there, too. I think you'll agree. 4th and 10, game on the line. Game over if you don't get a first down. Not only did you get a first down, you set up a touchdown down at the 5 on a completion by Brock Lowry over the middle to Talik Williams, one of your transfer wide receivers who really had a nice game.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of forget about that play. I mean, we were 4th and we had great protection by our O-line. A really good throw down the seam, and then the run after the catch was big time. And then the run after the catch was big time too, because the run after the catch and the yards that he got after he made the catch, it made it 1st and goal. And now, because we're under 2 minutes, it allowed us to be able to run the football, really call our best plays, not be in a rush, and that was huge.
So run with it. And what a weapon that is.
Well, I think our offense has improved each and every week. We've talked a lot about our defense, but our offense has improved each and every week. We've played 3 really good defensive opponents, and then Toledo was also a great defensive, matchup. They were leading.